Hey, how's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. You know I love it when you drop by the shop. Thanks a million. Remember the other week I made these wooden boxes, or this wooden box with the box joints in it for putting material up on my shelf that I built? Well, I ended up painting the box. How do you like it? Kind of a gray, same gray. It's supposed to be the same gray as on the front of the bench, and I even painted the handle a different color. But anyway, when I made this box, I was talking about my dado stack that I used to cut out the finger joints, or the box joints. And my dado stack wasn't very sharp, and it kind of made, you know, kind of a ragged mess here. As you see, a lot of tear out on the box, if you can make that out. But anyway, the box is good, sturdy, good solid box. I like that. So I think I'm going to progress with the box joints and make a bunch more boxes for up there. I needed a new dado stack to do that, right? So I ordered one on Amazon the other week, about a week and a half ago. Amazon Prime 2-day delivery here at the lake. Only takes a week and a half, so that's good. But anyway, I have that dado stack set here today, and I want to open that up, and we're going to review it. On Amazon, I found this stack, and it was, I believe, it was $67. I couldn't believe it. I thought, you know, I was seeing dado stacks on there for $134, $289. I saw one dado stack there, and that's what I figured I was going to have to pay. But then I found this one. When I read about it, it looked like it was pretty good quality. First off the bat, look at that. It comes in a metal case. By the way, it's a Tooltech workbench dado blade set, 8-inch. So it's an inch bigger diameter than this one. So just bear with me while I get all this environmentally friendly wrapping off it. Let's open it. You ready? Nice lock on it. The case looks good, eh? So you ready? Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Voila! I like it. Okay, thanks for watching. No. Let's go a little deeper than this. My first thoughts are, it's impressive that it's in the case. The shims that come with it look like they're metal. No, they're not. They just look like they're metal. They're various types of plastic. Oh, there's one metal one. Two metal ones. All right, let's put that right there. Shims, check. Instructions. I'm going to read that later. I put it right up there with all the other important stuff. So Tooltech. I never heard tell of Tooltech before. So I expect it's made in China, of course, but it's imported to some location in Canada. All right, so Velcro straps to hold the chipper blades in place. Boy, that Velcro works good. Let me just hide that under here. Get it out of the way. So there's a 1/8 chipper, and it's got carbide teeth on it. There's a 1/8 chipper with carbide teeth on it. There's a 1/8 chipper with carbide teeth on it. And there's a 1/8 chipper with carbide teeth on it. And there's a 1/16 chipper with carbide teeth on it. The outside blades. Now this is the first time I opened this, right? So it's it's got some wild Velcro straps on it. I'll tell you that. Oh, for God. Anyway, so yeah, this is the first time I'm opening it. So I mean, my first thoughts are, it's impressive. I like it. So here's the blade. It's an 8-tooth, it's an 8-inch 24-tooth blade. It's a 5/8 arbor. That's good. It says on this one right this side out, and this one should say left this side out. So that's good. If you want to make a dado cut, then you would take this blade, and then you would take, say, the 1/4-inch blade, or 8-inch blade, and then say another 8-inch blade, and then you'd stack this on top of it. This becomes now the dado stack. And what you have to do when you're running them is you have to set them up so that these chippers in the middle are evenly spaced, or else it won't be balanced, right? So one of the things you have to take into consideration when you're assembling your dado stack, putting it on the saw, is that you get these blades separated nicely, evenly, so that there's no imbalance. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set it up to try to make a 1/2-inch dado, because I've got a couple of pieces of 1/2-inch plywood here. I just want to set up And I'm going to make a couple of dado cuts with this, and then I'll put this old set back on and make a couple of dado cuts with that, and we can just compare the results to see what the tear out looks like. How'd that be? So the first thing we have to do is take the straight cutting blade off here. And then we have to take the arbor nut off. And on my saw, this is a left-handed thread. So then we put the dado stack on. So this first outside cutter goes this way with the teeth aimed back towards you because that's the way the blade goes to cut. And then I'm only going to put a couple of chisels in just for a test. Alright, put the other one in there. Now this is where we have to set these chisels up so that they're at 90 degrees one another. Then we put the other outside blade in, making sure that everything is facing back towards us. I like to set it up so that all the teeth on the outside blades are even, the outside and inside blade are even, and then the chisels are set in those gullets. And then we put the nut back on here, be careful not to drop it. Of course, you make sure the power is turned off to your saw before you do this, right? Because you don't want the saw starting out with your fingers in around it. You just have a stick here to brace all that, and then we tighten this up. Yeah, just something like that. Then I have my other flush cutting throat piece here that we're going to put in. So here's my piece of stock that I'm going to use. So now we're going to start up and just cut a couple of dados with this. Then we'll switch over to the new set, see how that works. Lots of tear out on the back, eh? That's why I wanted to replace this stack. Now one other test I want to do is I'm going to set my fence up, and I'm just going to run a dado the full length of this. So I'm going to set this now to half the thickness. So lengthways, that does a pretty nice job, eh? It's pretty smooth at the bottom, pretty flat, but I did have a lot of tear out, so this was old. Okay, so now we're going to switch out this dado for the new one. This is the right hand side, so we'll set that guy in first. We're going to put a couple of the 1/8 inch chisels in. So then I'll put this blade in here. Blades fit on the arbor nice, so now we'll space these chisels apart. I'll say one thing, it's a little harder to get the chisel set up because the gullets on the outside blades aren't as large as they are on the old set. What I'm trying to do is get the chisel teeth set up in a gullet between the two outside ones. Alright, now we put our nut back on here. And tighten this up. Put our zero clearance plate in here. So we'll raise this up now. So now we're going to cut on the other side of this just so we can make comparisons. So I did get some tear out at the back, but not nearly as aggressive as what the old stack did. Now one thing you have to bear in mind here is I'm cutting with the grain. If I was cutting across the grain, I don't think the tear out would be so much. In fact, let's just try one and see. So nice clean cut there, and also on the back side nice and clean. Okay. I forgot to lower the stack. There we go. So that's a nice cut there too. So just to summarize then what my thoughts are in the stack. Well, I've only just got it. I only made like, what, half a dozen cuts here with it. It works good. I like it. You know, as far as doing the long dado in the wood like this way, I was looking for flatness on the bottom because sometimes you get little ridges in there, but both the old Dado stack and this new one cut that perfect as far as I was concerned. The old Dado stack, when I was cutting with the grain, had major tear out at the back. The new stack, not so much, but it did have some, but not so much. But when you cut across the grain, it was a nice, clean, crisp cut. Now, I never made a cross the grain cut with the old stack, but it did not a bad job with the cross cuts too, but it still had some tear out. So that's something that I'm glad that the new stack doesn't have. I'm looking forward to using it for that. In fact, I'm going to be making a bunch more of the box joint boxes for up on my shelf, and I'm going to use this stack while I make those boxes. So after I make the boxes, I'll have a better idea of like long-term use of this stack, and I'll give you another update then on what I think of it. But really, my first impressions are I like it. It came in a really nice box. That means nothing for the quality of the tool, mind you, but it's handy that it came in a nice box. One of the issues I did have with it was trying to set the chippers. On the old stack I had here, you notice like the gullets between the teeth are quite large. There's almost an inch clearance, so it was pretty easy to reach in there with your fingertips and get these chippers lined up in the gullets well. That's not the case with this one because it's a 24 tooth blade on an 8-inch diameter. So it turns out that those spacings are just big enough for the tip of your finger to reach in there. So it was tricky to get the chippers lined up where I wanted them. But once I had them lined up and I turned the saw on, there was minimal vibration. The saw ran very, very smooth. And even when I was passing the wood through it, because the blade is so sharp, the wood passed very smoothly over it. There was no sensation of it trying to push the wood up as I was going over the stack, which I was getting with the old stack. Yeah, I'm going to do some more follow-up on this after I use it some more, but for now, I think it's going to be nice. If you're interested in getting this Dado stack, I'm going to have an Amazon affiliate link in the description down below the video. And if you don't know what affiliate links are, if you order this stack and use my affiliate link, then I'll get some kickback from Amazon. It doesn't cost you any more to buy it that way, but Amazon just pays me as a creator to promote this product via the Amazon link. So thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for some updates on my Dado stack to see how good this is going to be, say, after I use it for a while to make 6 or 8 or 10 boxes. But for now, I like it. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up me, and have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.